Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talk About with Biff, Lucky, and Mr. Fun, the podcast where we will talk about everything. We will talk about anything. Quite frankly, we're going to talk about it all. With me and Lucky dressed up in our Scotty's finery, I see. Lucky literally dressed like a bottle with the swing tag.
Yes.
Doesn't
You
that
guys
look
made
good?
me put his the award on as a medallion around my neck. So
The Micro Spirits Award. We got to remind
Yeah.
people. Maryland made Maryland smooth and also award winning.
He is the
I am an award-winning podcaster, though. Just so you know.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You are the Flavor Flav of vodka advertising.
Speaking of which, Mr. Fun, what are we drinking?
We are drinking Bloody Marys today, but we're calling them, they have Scotty's vodka in them, so we're calling them, and it is Sunday, so we're what? Bloody Sunday Scotty's? Bloody Sunday Scotty's.
Scotty Bloody Scotty's. Like the U2 song. It's Sunday Bloody Sunday. It does sound, sounds worse, actually.
When you put some vegetables in there?
I put blue cheese olives. God, what's the brand? It starts with an M. You see them all over the place.
Yeah.
And then I got those. We put in some pepperoncinis as well.
And then you added my Christmas gift.
Oh, your Christmas gift, which I can't do it because it's propping up your camera at this point in time. It's the General's hot sauce, the Reaper.
The Reaper.
Yeah, so we put some hot sauce, which it is very good with the Reaper peppers.
Should we explain my my appearance?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, we have Mr. Fun on video now, which is
we
awesome.
do have you on video.
You guys saw X-Files. I'm the smoking man from X-Files.
And for those that are older, you're Charlie's Angels. You're who was the guy?
Was he a silhouette?
Charlie.
No, he was Charlie. He was
It was
a microphone.
Yeah.
That's what you are.
The conference call thing in the middle.
It's like you're hiding from a crime that
I'm
committed.
hiding. I am until I retire, like you lucky dogs. I think I want to maintain my employment. Apparently, some of my jokes offend people. So
I thought you were going to try to say anonymity, which might be something that you would struggle with.
I had my mother's sister is my aunt amenity. So anyway,
what?
Aunt amenity.
I'm not sure that counts.
Yeah.
No, you're going to have to make up for that with actually a joke of the week.
It's not one of my better jokes, but it's good, I think. So there's three rich brothers, and they always vie for their mother's attention. And so anyway, mom's getting old. She's 90, and the boys get together and they're bragging about what they got for their mom. So it's her 90th birthday, so they all got gifts. So the first guy goes, I bought mom the most luxurious house she could ever imagine. It's huge and it's beautiful and everything's new and stuff like that. And the next guy goes, I bought her the brand new Mercedes. And the third guy goes, you don't know mom at all. I bought her, you know how she loves the Bible. So I've spent the last 15 years working with people to train a parrot to read the Bible to mom. And all she has to say is the chapter and verse, and the parrot will read it to her. And so they give it to mom, and the next day mom calls to thank them for their gifts. And she says to the first guy, you don't know me at all. I spend most of my life in one room and maybe the kitchen. This house was a total waste of money. And then the second guy, she goes, you don't know me at all. I gave up driving 5 years ago to be safe. But the third guy, you are amazing. You got me something I could really use. And that chicken was delicious.
We've fallen off the humor cliff.
Yeah. What is the humor cliff?
The humor cliff. At age 23, the average person falls off what researchers call the human cliff. And
humor.
They start to smile and laugh less.
Oh, nice.
Really?
So,
at 23? Yeah. That seems awfully young. I would have thought it was much later in life.
The average 4-year-old laughs 300 times a day. The average 40-year-old only 4. So we're trying to rebuild the humor cliff.
Yeah,
I guess.
I sent my 23-year-old daughter to mime school, and I haven't heard a word from her since. No. Have you guys fallen off the humor cliff?
Yeah, no, that's good. See, that's one thing that this podcast will not allow people to do. To your point, Lucky, is fall off the humor cliff.
Yeah.
No.
But it's an interesting fact though about that. Obviously it has to do something with work. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
23 is when you start working. For the most part,
I guess you're not allowed to laugh at work as much.
I guess there's not a lot of fun stuff at work.
Yeah.
As it were.
I saw Jean E today. Jean E is a big fan of the show. I saw her this week, excuse me, and she follows the jokes often, Mr. Fun. I think she uses a lot of your jokes in her daily life. So just so you know, you have someone who you're inspiring from a joke perspective.
Nice. Jeannie, me and Biff, we met up at the bar the other day, and this girl comes up to us. probably about Jeannie's age. And she was like, you guys look like a 10. And I was like, oh, that's so nice of you to say that to us. Do you think we're good looking or something? And she goes, no. When you stand next to each other, Biff looks like a 1 and you look like a 0. You look like the number 10.
That's good. So we got good feedback from Kevin Potter joining us last week. Again, Shore Watch Management.
Yes.
Do another plug for him of the many plugs on with Kevin Potter. But his jokes, he came raring with jokes. That's going to be our next time we have a guest on. They're going to have to come loaded with jokes.
I think it's a good format.
He has set the bar.
Yeah.
I think Kevin has. So, a lot of people listen to the podcast, so we are excited about that. I usually do Where in the World is JK. He was in Bethany Beach yesterday. Mr. Fun and I had breakfast with him, so it was good to see JK on his East Coast tour.
He's a good backslapper.
Yeah.
I meant to mention that. Like he said goodbye to me. Biff had left. He said goodbye to me. He slapped me on the back hard like several times.
Yeah.
I kind of cringed, but I wouldn't let him know that it caused pain.
One of the nicest guys in the world.
He is.
He knows a lot of people. Very friendly, very outgoing. We heard about his truck.
Yeah.
Right. Likes his new truck that he got. We talked about that, and he's got he's got his priorities in order. He has his golf clubs and his skis in the bunk above the truck.
Yeah.
So which is good. So
he's enjoying his life.
So as he travels across the Western U.S., I forgot to plug Rockfish and the Rivermen yet again, leading us in with Chesapeake Time. Again, Rockfish in the band doing a lot of stuff down in the Virginia, northern neck of Virginia area with concerts and shows. So have a listen to Rockfish. They've got some songs on YouTube. I'll put some links out there for people. So busy week this week. A lot of stuff going on in the world for a middle of July. Lucky, why don't you tease us with a few things here? What's going on?
The things that piqued my interest this week?
Yes.
Well, okay. So the big one that's piqued everybody's interest is the Kiss Cam controversy. The astronomer CEO, Andy Byron, basically was caught red-handed in a embrace with the chief people officer of the company at a Coldplay concert. And Coldplay was doing, the Kiss Cam and zoomed in on him, and the ding dongs, as opposed to playing it off, basically acted like they were guilty of something. They both everybody saw the video. They, tried to run away and not be seen on video, but they got caught.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. So, and then it's become the gift that keeps on giving on memes.
Yeah, it's so good.
There's some very good ones online. They're everywhere online. So did I ever tell you that I had a similar incident? I was at the World Series in.
Are you sure you want to tell this story?
At 2009, I can tell you the story. In 2009, it was the Phillies Rays. I think it was 2009. Could have been 2008, but 2008 or 2009. And at the game with my buddy Jack, and on the Kiss Cam is a car dealer I know, shows up in outfield. I mean, it's huge at I guess Citizens Bank Park. I think that's the stadium there. And he's on the Kiss Cam, and it's not his wife next to him. And and he was the size of the Empire State Building on that outfield. And so I send him a text, and he does the play it off thing. But I've had it happen in real life that he just happened to be on camera.
By definition, isn't an affair supposed to be kept secret? What are you doing? Are you that dumb? I mean, I know guys,
The amazing thing was,
go ahead.
The coworker was there.
Yeah,
the coworker was there, and before the facts really came to light, people were thinking, oh, is this company trying to draw attention to themselves to get publicity for the company? They're like a technology data management kind of company, and all of a sudden, then the facts started coming out. Yeah. Andy Byron resigned from the company, or was forced to resign yesterday. The co-founder is taking over the company. So, but it's just interesting to see how much, dialogue, if you want to call it that this controversy generated over the weekend.
You know what the saddest thing for me is? His wife is like 10 times hotter than the other girl. Yeah. What that guy
well, here's the question though: should the Kiss Cam be banned?
No.
Is this going to influence Kiss Cams?
They should do more of this investigative reporting.
No, I mean, it just seems they would. No, it should not be banned. I mean, because whether it's Kiss Cam or the other cams where they focus in on guests at the stadiums, whatever. It's just part of the experience.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. There's a famous episode of Modern Family that has to do with that same thing where Phil Dunphy's there with what's his the Hispanic lady's character's name?
Gloria.
and they're at the Lakers game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Phil's wife sees it and calls his phone, and he hangs it up.
Yeah.
It's actually a very good. It's a very good scene. It's very funny. So that's good.
You know, Lucky had a girlfriend one time who had this weird fetish about poking him in the eye. Yeah, eventually he stopped seeing her.
Okay.
It's good stuff.
All right.
So in other audio video news, so Late Night had a cancel it. They cancel it.
Yeah.
What'd
They announced cancellation of it for next year. The
Right.
Stephen Colbert show, basically, who took over the Late Night franchise. Because he came out and basically CBS Paramount basically settled with the Trump administration over the 60 Minutes interview with Kamala Harris.
18 million was the settlement.
Yeah.
Right.
They settled because they're actually Paramount is trying to
by Skydance. Skydance is the media company. I think they're trying to acquire. Right?
So the theory, or the talk is that they paid this buyout or whatever to Trump just so that they could get this the regulatory through this merger. But and all the talking heads, Colbert being one of them, came out and said that his company was selling out. That a couple days later, they basically say, "Oh, next year we're getting rid of the Late Night franchise because it's not making any money."
I got to tell you, since the time that funny talk shows shifted over to being politically inclined,
right?
I've never liked it. Like, I've turned it off. I don't watch any of them anymore. I think comedians should be funny. I mean, I try to be funny. If we did a podcast and I was talking to you about politics, somebody would be like, what does this guy think he knows about politics? Like, it's just, I don't like when comedians become political pundits in any way. Unless they're making fun of both sides. And I love that. Yeah. I love that. I think that's really funny. Political humor is great. But when it's where it is right now, I don't like it.
Yeah, I think part of the problem. Is that in the old days there was Carson, right? There was one show.
Yeah, and he would tell a joke.
But he would just say it in a nonpartisan way. To your point, the problem is that each network then wanted to have their own show, right? And then you're spreading the writing talent, and you're like, what's going to make you stand out? And I read the same articles about the cancellation that they're saying the late night shows aren't making any money. I don't think that's just Colbert. It could be Kimmel, could be Fallon as well. I think they thought their secret sauce was going to be online views, right? So they get big views of clips, but it's not translating into their ad revenue or the revenue to offset the people not watching it real time.
Okay.
I think that's the problem at the end of the day. So
do you think late night is dead? Like, is it?
When's the last time you watched a late night show?
I'll watch Fallon just because I watched that 11 o'clock news and Jimmy Fallon rolls over.
Yeah, but I haven't watched a late night show in forever. I've seen clips, but I don't watch them. I mean, and I think that's just a generational thing too. And young people aren't watching the shows live.
Yeah,
they're just not.
Do you remember when we were in college, how popular Late Night with David Letterman was, with the top tens and the stupid pet jokes and tricks or whatever? I mean,
that show came on at 12:30.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing. It came on late, really late. And when we used to watch SportsCenter, right, as a late night show.
So wait, is that just in general that people aren't watching TV?
I think that's generally speaking.
That's sad. What can we put on TV? What can we produce? Talk about.
We can't.
We take the 11:30 spot on CBS.
Yes, we are doing that. So to that point, we have been putting videos out there. We continue to put videos out there, and the videos are getting some views for sure. Some of the clips have taken off like wildfire. We've also run afoul, as the three of us have talked about.
And we don't know why.
Well, I think there's some, there could be some risqueness to your jokes that is not making it through
what's banned in your mind?
There's certain words.
Well, like for instance,
the derogatory
like
term for a gay person is banned. Yes, that is banned.
I didn't use that.
You didn't. No, you're just asking me what words. I'm not suggesting the words that you said. The word twats from last week.
Twat
I think
is a little risque.
that probably went the way of the dodo.
Yes.
I think the way that you used the word dick last week.
Yeah.
Probably ran into the foul with the
Should I bleep myself out during my jokes?
Yeah, that's. But I will say, go ahead. What?
Maybe the next time you say dick, Mr. Fun, you just got to say it's a capital D.
Yeah.
Because it'll be a name.
Just say D.
Yeah.
No, just say dick, but capital D-I-C-K.
I think the jokes that are in the sense creative that they're dirty, but you really got to think about how you get there.
Right.
So our best viewed jokes was the a zip, the boy called a zip,
Yes.
and Lana, which was a word spelled backwards,
Right.
and the other one making fun of me going to a Thai brothel or whatever it was. That one, again, not a dirty word said in those two jokes. So
Right.
we will endeavor to do more of that,
Okay.
because they're fun to do, and I know people like to see us even in your silhouette FBI protected form there,
Smoky man.
Mr.
It's
Fugs.
All right. Speaking of X-rated, I saw this week, and unfortunately, we will not be able to attend unless our wives sign up with us. But there's a company called Killing Kittens. They're a kink positive event company known for their hedonistic female led parties. They're launching a one of a kind cruise for adventurous couples and solo women only, ready to trade in their usual beach read for masked balls and latex parties under the stars.
Balls.
Yeah,
it's a 6-day cruise that they're going to set sail on June 9th, 2026. So they're taking orders now. The price starts at $6,000 for an interior cabin, but it's basically a floating orgy. But no single guys are allowed to go, only like couples and women. So it's,
the couples and why just the women? That's an interesting thing.
Well, okay, so this Killing Kittens is a female led part, like organization or party or company or whatever, but they don't want to like weirdo. I guess there's more deviance in the male population than women. But
why is it called Killing Kittens?
Yeah,
what's that?
Why is it called Killing Kittens?
I'm sure it's a play on words, Mr. Fun.
Killing a kitten.
Is that sexy? Like is that what I'm thinking?
Killing the P word.
I really thought about killing the kitten. I never thought that was a thing.
So, but this cruise thing, they're like, there's 3 core values: privacy, confidentiality, and discretion. That everyone has to basically, they make them like sign up to, basically you're gonna, get crazy and not,
That's
go.
where the Coldplay people used to
but the 4th core value must be overcharging. $6,000 for an interior cabin. As I look at Lucky, it was almost a year ago, just over a year ago, we were on a cruise together, not with our wives.
Right.
Yeah, but how much?
$6,000.
Sex workshops. Filthy quiz nights, self-expression, sensory play,
I think it's a bargain.
Sunrise yoga.
I think it's a bargain. I would write the check now.
So did they accept your application, Lucky? Did you get that application submitted?
I'd like that. Wouldn't that be a cool place to work? That would be a good job to have.
Oh,
can you get a layaway plan?
There you go. Okay, and then I have another cruise thing for you. So, is anybody just recently on Netflix? There was a new documentary released. It's called Trainwreck Poop Cruise. Have you guys seen that?
I've seen the teaser, but not gone into it.
Watch that. It is for anyone who takes cruises or is thinking about taking a cruise. It's interesting. So in 2013, the Carnival, there was a Carnival cruise that basically had a fire. The cruise was going from somewhere in Texas down to Cozumel and back. It was like a 3-day cruise, and there was a power outage. It caused all the toilets to stop working, and all the sewage from the ship was bubbling up. So there was just but it's ridiculous. It's funny to watch it.
It's a silly question. So when the cruises are in the middle of the ocean, they're not dumping it?
No, apparently not.
I didn't realize that.
Did we talk about the old couple that because of the cost of rent, books they're on a year-long cruise and it's cheaper than paying rent?
Well, I've seen stories about it.
Amazing. If that's true.
Well, if it's relative to your normal life, right? Whatever you spend, it's got to be on $30,000-$40,000. I would imagine. Maybe it's not that
for the year.
Maybe
wait, what does it cost to go on a cruise? One person.
Our cruises we were probably, what were we like $5,000 for 2?
Yeah, something like
I
that.
think we were $5,000 for a week. So now, but a lot of the cruise they taking advantage of. So cruises move from port to port. They move from location to location because of seasonal things. So probably for 30 or 40 days, they can, that's like selling rotten bananas. I mean, the cruise is just bringing in money for a cheap whatever.
Right.
So you could see it, I suppose. You just got to make sure you get your bills and your whatever taken care of online. So I'm not sure I'd do it.
Right.
So would you Mrs. Biff's parents have taken it. I think they've taken it over across Atlantic cruise.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just because it's moving between, say, Europe and the Caribbean. It's a long trip,
Right?
And it's
you
on
gotta
the
watch
water.
out for icebergs.
You do,
Yeah.
You do. Like
It's a public service. That's what I do.
It's like the last time you went to the doctor.
Yeah. I did go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said, I got bit by a wolf. And he said, where? And I said, no, just a regular wolf.
It's so stupid. I mean, I know we're trying to do clean jokes. That's just so dumb.
That's too clean.
Like a werewolf.
I knew what that was. By the way, I was.
Because I've been a knight.
By the way, I was teeing up the lettuce joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I already told that one.
Whatever. Tell it again.
All right. So the last few weeks we've been trying to dissect the Gen Z and like some of their like spending habits, bar habits. Mr. Fun, you had a few things last week. So, and again, I got this topic this week in so many different channels. I saw it on social media. New York Times had an article. Washington Post had an article. The topic is the Gen Z stare. And I don't recognize this. So I was curious if you or our listeners understood this. So as more of Gen Zs enter the workforce, millennials, like people our age, say younger workers greet customers and colleagues with wide eyes, blank expressions, and pregnant pauses. That's basically putting people from other generations, i.e. millennials, like, wait a minute, these people don't know how to communicate. So have you recognized any of that? Like when you like go to Starbucks or any kind of like engagement with a Gen Z or at like a restaurant, waiter, waitress?
I have a question first. What's a pregnant stare?
What's a what?
Like a pregnant pause.
A quiet.
Quiet. You know what a pregnant pause is, right?
But I don't understand the origin.
It's
like when you get a temporary vasectomy. It's a pregnant pause.
Very good.
No, what is it?
I imagine it's just it's an awkward pause. I don't know where the pregnant pause comes from.
Don't laugh at me. I'm asking real questions to real people. That real people want to know the answers.
So as we go to to answer your first question, like, I'm not sure I've noticed it. I can surely think about people having a harder time communicating because they're too wired into their phones and other stuff.
I have noticed. So I interview people in hopes of hiring them, and I noticed. When you said pregnant pause, I know what it is, but people sort of digest the questions longer than we were taught. Like if I ask a 23-year-old kid, why do you want to work here or whatever, they actually think before they answer the question, which makes me totally uncomfortable.
There you go. That's what this Gen Z stare is, and it's throwing people off. Like, and there's like a lot of people are weighing in on why this generation communicates like that. Again, Biff, you mentioned the phones, the fact that people aren't compelled. They think it's okay to sit and think before they speak.
Mm-hmm. It probably is.
Yeah. So,
but what's also interesting? I've also met an equal number, if not more, of younger people who are really uncomfortable with eye contact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would think
I'd throw that in there. So
it's like the opposite, though. Yeah,
I challenge everyone because I haven't really noticed it. So I just be aware, and I'm curious if people see it, understand it. Me as a millennial, I don't, but maybe others are. But it's interesting how big of a topic it was this past week. And, I sort of feel sorry for the millennials because they're sort of like, I'm sorry for the Gen Zers because they're throwing them under the bus a little bit. I'm like, that's just their generation, how they can.
And I still think, the longer term effects of the COVID lockdowns is playing part and parcel of this. It just is. You feel for them. They've had, in a lot of cases, their high school years were shortened. Their college years were interrupted. I just think it's a problem, and it all plays into it. So going back to your question, Mr. Fun, like the crack research staff has on pregnant pause, goes back to the 15th century. Pregnant pause is, as you said, it's just as somebody sits still on that. But the issue is that it also meant pregnant, not as in giving birth. The word pregnant has historically been used to describe something that is rich in significance or implication, even beyond what is explicitly stated. So it doesn't have to do with somebody being pregnant.
Okay.
It's just something with significance, and people kind of to Lucky's point, they pause before they respond.
All right, I like
That's what it is. So
thank you so much.
you were, and the inquiring minds wanted to know.
Yeah.
So
Hey, pet peeve in interviewing. Don't ask me. Lead with the question like, is this a remote position? Because young people want to know that right away. Is this hybrid? Is it remote? And
Hybrid?
Hybrid.
Yeah, that's
that's one Bloody Mary into it.
And then the other one is so when I went to training for my job, I never asked will my mileage be reimbursed.
Really?
Yeah. It's a common question amongst new people, and I it's probably smart to ask, but I never.
So I did read 50 of the top 100 Fortune 100 companies are fully back to the office.
Yeah.
No hybrid, and I think the balance of the 50 are 3 days, 4 days a week. In so that it is definitely going back to the way it was, and then the other one is, which sort of makes sense, and this is the issue with remote work, is that men are going back more than women, and they're getting promoted more because women have in a lot of cases obligations at home, or they've made the decision between the couple, and it's hurting them. It's human nature that you go into the office, you're gonna get promoted. If you're not there, you're out of sight, out of mind, and it's gonna set it back, which is a shame.
Yeah.
So it's be careful what you wish for in the hybrid work thing. So as work. So
Right,
I want. Go ahead.
I threw this topic out in a little bit of a creative way. Term is box fibbing.
Box fibbing.
Box fibbing. Okay. And so with we always talk about like there's so much so many packages showing up at our house these days. Everyone is Amazoning and whatever, but there is it's becoming a big deal for the retail industry. It's costing businesses $103 billion a year because shoppers who do online shopping or whatever there's a lot of fraud in it, because what they're doing is saying things like, oh, I didn't receive my package, send me another one. So they're getting two or whatever. They're also using the products and then sending them back and getting a full refund. They're also keeping the products and sending and saying, hey, I need to return this, and returning an empty box. So that's costing retailers about $103 billion a year. And these are like everyday consumers that people don't really feel bad about doing this. So I'm just curious, like, it's sort of analogous to like in our day, when people were doing the Columbia records, Columbia
get 2 albums or 10 albums for a penny or whatever it was,
and then you wouldn't join or whatever, you put false information down or whatever. But
do you know, seriously, there was I had a friend who worked at Home Depot, and he told me that the people who make sort of the shrink wrap plastic that you find on everything, they needed to be registered, licensed with the state, because people were buying stuff, putting something that weighed the same back in the box, take it out, and then they shrink wrap it, or whatever you call it, and return it.
Yeah.
So it was a big scam for a while until they caught up with those guys.
Yeah, I mean, look, it is amazing to me, and it's part of their business model, whether it's Amazon or others. They take pretty much anything back. Even if you order 10 of something and 9 of them you don't need, you just go to UPS, right? And then UPS has a system, and they just ship it back. It doesn't cost you anything. Yeah. There's no. And they're pretty good about crediting. It's hard to argue. Amazon's making a lot of money. Their stock's way up. They're doing okay. But you can understand how there are people that game the system.
How do they insure themselves now? Do they take pictures or something?
They take. A lot of deliveries will, if they'll take a picture as they're dropping on the doorstep.
Yeah.
So which is
things have really changed. When I was a delivery man, I was told I couldn't take pictures of my package.
Very good.
It's changed a lot.
Jeez. Oh, never mind. I'm going to avoid on that one. So, anyways,
they wouldn't let me return it. I tried to return, and they were like, "No, thank you."
So Amazon. So you go to areas that aren't in major metros, and living here in Southern Delaware is not in a major metro, so things don't show up daily like they do it if you're in DC or one of the big cities. Like you can order something in the morning, it'll show up in the.
They show up twice a day,
right? Yeah, and maybe ordered that morning, right? Just a few hours.
For the guy a cup of coffee.
I will say this: the company that seems to do it really well is Walmart, and Walmart in the rural areas, they pull from the stores. So if you order something in the morning, you can have it 2 hours later because there's Walmarts everywhere. You got to be on their equivalent of Amazon Prime, but they do a nice job. So a lot of people order Walmart, which is interesting.
Fast forward 20 years from now, do you think that consumers will be paying for that convenience? Like, is it, are we in like loss leader mode right now where companies are investing in this, order it today, you order it in the morning, it'll be there in the afternoon. Are they, investing in that so that eventually they are going to charge for that?
Oh, I don't think it's going to be that far in the future. I think they will start charging for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just because it's offsetting the revenue loss, to your point, and the other way to look at it is it's increased revenue. I think they'll get money in the door. I would think they would. So yeah, I don't know. What's that? Go ahead.
Well, if they do that, if they start charging for it and people start getting price sensitive, I don't want to charge for something I used to get for essentially for free, but there's no other mechanism then to go buy that because you see brick and mortar stores closing, there's fewer and fewer of them. People have gotten dependent on online shopping. So maybe then, I'm just curious what happens to retail shopping online in the future if in fact they start charging for that.
I have a serious question because I was wondering this the other day. So we get these lights, we put them up, we unwrap, the 10 different components of it. We strip the wires, we wire it in. And we're like, I don't know if we like it. Should we just return them? And my wife is quick to say it's a free return. We return that.
Uh-huh.
What happens at that point? Is it trash? Do they send it back to repackage?
So if you go on Amazon, you can buy things that say used.
So do they ever try to sell it as new again?
No, they sell it as
always
used.
Ruined.
They sell it as used. I think if it's in its original packaging, they'll sell it as new. But if they sell it like that, there should be somebody saying it's been opened.
I've actually never seen it.
And you maybe, if you look, so it'll say the price, and then sometimes it'll say and used at, right? So which must be because you may have stripped a wire or something, right? So I think they'll resell it.
Interesting.
You
see some retailers just say keep it because it's not worth it for me to return it and process it or whatever. I've had that scenario as well.
Yeah. So we, Mrs. Biff and I were invited to a concert on Friday. Frankie Valli. Now, Frankie Valli probably isn't known by many younger people than us, but Four Seasons had some famous songs. Jersey Boys. A lot of people know Jersey Boys, so they've seen that in the contemporary world. So that's based on Frankie Valli.
He's like a young sex symbol.
He's super tiny.
Right?
He's a 91-year-old sex symbol now.
So he said, 91 years old.
Right. Ragdoll.
Ragdoll is one of them. Walk like a man.
Walk like a man. Did he walk like a man?
No, he kind of shuffled.
He shuffled
like an old man.
Like an old man. He should change the words.
It's a concert. It's an outdoor concert. And, we were sitting in sort of the lawn area. They reserved
like
seats.
A man.
And
shuffle.
Immediately he goes out. You're like, that's not him singing. Wow. He basically would hold the mic to his head. And barely, by the way. But no other motions, and
shaking?
No, I think they've got that down. Whatever the medicine is, they got it down, so there's no shaking. But he didn't sing a word for the entire concert, and you could tell because he's got a falsetto. It's a very high singing style, but I guess nobody seemed to care. But it became humorous to watch him just singing.
What did those tickets cost?
They were free to us. They were given
go again?
To Frankie Valli.
Yeah,
no.
Were you the youngest person in the crowd?
Well, I felt young.
Okay.
I may not have been quite young.
Okay. I'm even surprised that you brought up that you went to see a 91-year-old crooner.
I'm sure
comfortable in his own skin.
Anything to do. There were, by the way, no white pants.
Right.
So we're clear on that. So,
just white hair.
Just white hair. That's right.
Senior citizen, 85 and plus year-old people who are going to see don't wear white pants.
I will do anything for the podcast.
So a story about Frankie Valli. He lives in an elder care facility, right? And so when everybody is time to go to bed, he's got like a girlfriend there, and he sneaks out. They go into the closet, and they're a little old; they can't move. So she just takes his penis and holds it gently in her hand during the time that other people are napping. And so that girl came back one day, and she opens up the closet, and he's in there with another girl. And she gets really mad. And she says, what does she have that I don't have? And he says, Parkinson's. She was shaking her
Oh.
hand.
What is
Oh, I just got lightheaded
with your own laughing at your
yeah,
own
like
joke.
I was fell over on the microphone.
But so anyway, so there were people there that
She
again,
has Parkinson's,
I get it.
right,
Okay,
and she's holding it.
okay, you
Okay.
just gotta stop. You gotta stop. So, but there were people that knew every lyric to every song. They were singing, they were dancing. They were obviously older people that were doing it, but you could tell they were groupie-esque, right? In some respects, they loved Frankie Valli. So we were with JK yesterday, and there was somebody that he had posted with a picture on Instagram. It's somebody, it's a mutual friend that Mr. Fun knows, and JK went to high school with, I think, who was a groupie, right?
Yeah.
For a band.
So she, no, we're just in a very matter of fact way. She said when she was 15, she went to see Andy Gibb, and
who's a Bee Gee, right?
Bee
Or
Gee.
brother of the Bee Gees.
And I think I have the story right. I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say she got close to him and she couldn't control herself. She wrapped her hand up around his neck and gave him a big kiss.
Right.
Right. And so I had a few drinks, okay, like usual. So I embellished that. First two, she started making out with him on stage. And then she decided to lose her virginity to him on stage. And she didn't care. And Vic found that very funny.
No, but you said you
What?
made some comment to her about would you have done more?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And she went right away.
Yeah. She was like, oh, I would have slept with him. Yeah. I would have
Right
sex
up on
with
the
him.
stage.
Right up on the stage.
Andy Gibb.
There was like many 15-year-old girls would have had sex with Andy Gibb. Did he say something like that?
I don't think I did, but if you want to,
Viv said I would have had sex.
if you want to go with that,
Yeah, when I was 15.
again, maybe this is the strongest Bloody Mary in the history of Bloody
I
Marys.
swear I'm lightheaded.
So you briefly said to me that you did something last night. You're a cat burglar, almost again, because we can't see you because you're hiding from the authorities in Greater Bethany Beach.
So I turned 60 years old. Let's keep that in mind when I tell the story.
Okay.
And I feel like I'm the guy that will go up to a stranger and, I don't really have problems talking to people. I don't like confrontation, but I don't have problems. But in this particular case, so we have this big umbrella. What do they call it? Not a beach umbrella, but
like a porch umbrella.
Yeah, it covers the table. And I guess it was windy, and it's gone. It's gone. We come back to the beach this weekend, and it's gone. So I decide to look for it. And I look under everybody's porch. Maybe it's one of our nice neighbors. Tucked it under. So I'm looking, and then I raise my eyes up, and there it is in somebody else's table. It's set up. I know it's ours because I know that one of the corners was ripped.
Okay.
And there used to be this little solar thing that controlled lights that was on top that was missing. That's our umbrella.
Okay.
So I come back to the house to think about it because I don't really know what I'm going to do. So then I go back, I knock on the door, and nobody answers. So then I look at the parking spot, and it's empty. So I wait for nightfall like a cat burglar. And
burglar.
And I go.
You burglarize their house?
I go the 4 houses away, and I open up the deck door because you have to get up a flight of stairs and in the deck, and I slowly start pulling it out at the table because it's anchored into the table. And I get it. I clank it into the table a couple of times. I walk in because now I have it. I can't really see. I walk into the deck door. I make so much noise. Mrs. Fun decides to take her phone out and record it. So I go, don't film the robber. Don't film the thief. And so
don't worry, you're on their Nest camera now.
You're on every.
First of all, lights will go on, and I'll be like during the headline, like literally, and they'll get me, or it'll be on the Ring camera, or I'll get arrested at 60 for stealing. My biggest fear was getting back to my place, opening up and going, "That's not my fucking umbrella."
Wait, so knowing your places, did you have to? Was the place on the ground level?
Yes, it was on the ground level.
Oh, okay, because a lot of the decks are up in the air.
I know.
I would see you jump over a deck would have been something to.
So yeah, it was just interesting in hindsight. I probably should have waited for them to come over. But what do you? Hey,
now, do you think it was truly anything nefarious? Meaning, a lot of the places are rented.
Listen, they had a decision to make. They found it on the ground, and they instead of like rolling it up and leaning against the tree, they put it in their table.
But don't you think there's renters?
By the way, I would have done the same thing.
No, I know, but there's renters, right? And renters go into a place and they see an umbrella that's on the ground.
Yeah.
Could they have thought that it was blown off of their deck?
Possibly. Interesting enough.
I don't think a neighbor
Interesting enough. Wait, they had an umbrella rolled up and leaned against the corner of their neck.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Why didn't you steal that
I
one?
should have stolen both. Yeah.
Yeah. I
So-
think that was
A2 Brute.
Right.
I would
Yeah.
think
But can you? Yeah. I guess I wasn't stealing. I was borrowing back my umbrella. No, I would not put it up in my. I knew it wasn't mine.
Yeah, no, I get
In
that.
your case, maybe the nice renters were no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, I want to see the video, though.
It's dark, but it's good.
That's good. Yeah, you clanking around. So,
Yeah.
Mr. Fun, even after that story, we're going to have to hear more from you.
What?
It's the risque joke time of the
Oh,
night,
here we go.
time of the day.
So there's this engaged couple,
Right.
right, that has never been intimate. Never.
Okay.
Right? They're getting married and they're about a week away from
Which would traditionally be what you're supposed to be. Engaged and not have,
Right.
premarital sex.
Right.
That's what Lucky was like. It
in
was
the,
like,
in the 1500s.
yeah.
All right. So so anyway, the girl goes, okay, I have a confession to make to you. She goes, I have some issues with my body. I'm really flat chested, but I've been managing to hide that from you this whole time. And he thinks for a minute and he says, honey, I love you for who you are, not the way you look. And I of course, she goes, if you want to call up the marriage, you can. He said, no. We're getting married, honey. And so he goes, well, I have a confession for you. And she goes, what is it? And he goes, it's, something about my body. He said, down there, it's, it's like an infant. And she goes, oh, well, that's okay. I understand. I still want to marry you. So the day comes for their wedding night and she gets naked and oh my God, I mean, she has no chest whatsoever. And she goes, see, I told you or whatever. And he's like, I'm fine with that, honey. And then he takes off his pants and she gasps and faints. And so he revives her and he says, what's wrong? I told you it's like an infant. And she goes, yeah, I didn't know it was 18 inches and weighed 8 pounds.
All right.
No?
one. I like that one.
Good.
Yeah.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Surprisingly, not a swear word in the entire thing. So
Okay.
it may make the cut via the YouTube censors.
Definitely 18 inches.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't
8 pounds, 18 inches. Is that how they say it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that how you describe it, Lucky?
Okay.
Is yours like an infant? Lucky?
You stop.
I know that's why they call you Lucky.
Oh, stop. Lucky, how do they complain about Mr. Fun's jokes? How do they get a hold of us?
They can absolutely pull us aside and say, or they could send an email to talkabout2023@gmail.com. We are invading Ocean City this weekend. Our next episode, and again, we still have to work through this, but we may have a pretty large live audience for our next episode. We have a bunch of friends coming into town for an annual fishing trip that we do in Ocean City. So it should be a great time. And so we got to work on that for next weekend.
Absolutely. So we will do that. And Mr. Fun.
I'd like to just remind everybody that a stranger is just a friend you haven't gotten to know yet.
What in the hell? What? Why? What are you reading? Accessories out the mall? It doesn't.
That was his,
no more Bloody Marys.
His fortune cookie from
No, he's trying because we had the whole discussion about hey, maybe we can sell some more things with less swear words. You've gone so far the other direction. By the way, I'm not putting that on YouTube.
Okay.
That's how we do that. So, anyways, good to see you guys. As always, we as said, we are on YouTube. We are on the podcast network. So look out for us wherever we are. Instagram, X, Facebook. We are putting all this stuff out there. We are enjoying doing this, and we'll look forward to having a guest on real soon. We should have another, maybe with the fishing trip. We can get one of our people to join us. Although Rob G from Severna Park is going to be in town. It'd be nice to get him on, but I'm not sure that we'll get him on. But we'll see if he can defend himself with some of the things he has said.
Yes, he's a meme.
He is a meme.
Mean critic.
Look at I think he said meme.
He also probably criticizes me.
You burped.
I am having issues.
He's having issues.
I'm lightheaded.
Anyways, it's good seeing you guys. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. And until we do it again next week, let me just say goodbye.